Clerk will call the roll.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Royce C. Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
Thank you. Our invocation this morning will be delivered by the Reverend Andrew Nunley from Campus Drive Community United Methodist Church in Fort Worth. After the invocation, please remain standing for our pledges.
Let us pray. God, you are our creator, redeemer, and sustainer. God, we ask you for forgiveness of our sins we have committed by word, thought, or deed. God, we ask you right now to bless this commissioner's court. Bless Judge Whitley, God. Bless our city officials. Let us make decisions, Father God, that will benefit our children. God, we thank you and we bless you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Reverend, for coming out today. Mr. Manius, agenda announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the Court, we have one announcement relating to the agenda this morning. It's under the Administrator's section. Item A1. This concerns a declaration of disaster. We're going to be providing you a briefing on that this morning. Also, we've included in your court communications a revised court communique that includes a resolution that we were going to ask the court to adopt at the conclusion of the presentation. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court members, you have before you the minutes of our regular meeting of April the 3rd.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Commissioner Fickus. Motion passes unanimously. We have several proclamations or resolutions this morning. The first is a proclamation regarding Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, and I'll read that in the record. I know we have folks here, Nancy Hagans, the Executive Director of Alliance for Children, Tim Cross. Y'all come on forward. One of our CPS investigators, Jeannie Hickman from Cooks, and Julia Summers, the new Executive Director from CASA. Y'all come on down. And I'll read this into the record. Whereas Texas children are our future and our greatest resource, and whereas child abuse is one of our nation's most serious public health problems and threatens the safety of our community, and whereas 231 Texas children's lives were lost to child abuse in 2011, with 8 of these child deaths being in Tarrant County, and whereas in Tarrant County 13,620 investigations were completed in 2011, and 5,888 children were confirmed as victims of child abuse and neglect. And whereas every child deserves a nurturing family and safe environment to grow into a healthy, productive member of the community, and whereas finding solutions to prevent child abuse is a community responsibility and depends on involvement of all citizens, and whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs that benefit children and their families, and whereas effective child abuse prevention, investigation, and treatment programs succeed because of partnerships among public and private agencies, schools, religious organizations, medical services, and the business community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2012 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in Tarrant County. And further, we urge all citizens to be aware of the signs of child abuse and act to protect the children of Tarrant County. In witness whereof, we heretofore set our hands and cause the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 10th day of April 2012. I'll move its approval.
Second.
Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. And it's really my pleasure, my great pleasure to come and to present this. These folks work hard every day for the children and for the families in Tarrant County. I've been privileged to really have an opportunity to work with each one of these organizations. I served on the Alliance for Children Board for many years. We are a model for the way to do things around this state as a collaborative effort and an effort that really emphasizes the child and tries to reduce the amount of stress that goes on in those children's lives as they're facing a very traumatic period. And so it's really a pleasure to present. I'll present this. Y'all all come in here. Let's get in here. Y'all, however you want to say it, whoever wants to say something, say something.
Well, on behalf of Alliance for Children and some of our partner agencies, Child Protective Services and Children's, and one of our peer agencies, CASA of Tarrant County, I want to thank Commissioners Court for recognizing the serious problem of child abuse within our community, and to thank you also for the many, many things that you have done through the years to help the children that Alliance for Children serves, the Child Protective Services serves, that Cook Children serves, and of course CASA of Tarrant County. This is our 20th year anniversary of Alliance for Children, and I can honestly say all over the state people are very jealous of the relationship and the work that we've been able to do in conjunction with our county and Commissioners Court. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next is a proclamation regarding, by Commissioner Fickus.
This is Safe Kids?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to ask Jenny Hickman and Terry Ford to come up, and I will read this, and I appreciate y'all being here this morning. I know you've got a much, much larger group, but this is for Safe Kids Tarrant County, and it's your 20th anniversary. Whereas, led by Cook's Children's Healthcare System, Safe Kids Tarrant County was established 20 years ago and continues to play an integral part in fulfilling the promise of Cook's Children's to improve the health of every child in our region through the prevention and treatment of illnesses, disease, and injury. And whereas preventable injuries are the leading cause of death for children 14 and under, and the loss of even one child in Tarrant County to a preventable injury is not acceptable. And whereas the current focus of Safe Kids Tarrant County is child passenger safety, drowning prevention, and poison prevention. And whereas Safe Kids Tarrant County has safety checked 8,800 car seats and distributed 16,500 car seats to primarily low-income, at-risk families, thereby improving those children's chances of survival by 50% or more. And whereas Safe Kids Tarrant County has provided 3,300 Coast Guard approved life jackets to families and organizations in our county and 7,800 water watcher tags to improve the supervision of children around water where they are most vulnerable. And whereas the 48 participating organizations in Safe Kids Tarrant County have contributed 5,800 volunteer hours in the last 5 years alone dedicated to reducing the number of preventable injuries and improving the health and safety of the children of Tarrant County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim April 14th, 2012 as Safe Kids Tarrant County Day in Tarrant County, and wish this worthwhile organization on the occasion of its 20th anniversary continued success in its efforts on behalf of our children. So let me come down and
That was a move of approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
we're going to present this if y'all would like to. Absolutely.
There are a bunch of other partners. Yeah.
We have some from JPS, Patricia Boffman, April Sicarella, Elisa Corley from Child Care Management.
Not yet.
Dana Walraven, Jeremiah Salmon, Magdalena Santillan, and Aaron Oliveras from Cook Children's have joined us too.
We're going to get y'all in a minute.
We said come up. They
Y'all
came
are
up.
next. you parents and grandparents, get up there and take your pictures. Now's the time. Don't be bashful.
Appreciate it. Do you have any comments? I'll take care of that.
He's got three.
Well,
We have to increase the paper allowance from every election year.
I just want to thank both of these two community-centered organizations and their partners in conjunction with Child Protective Services and others for protecting our children. Too often, the things that happen to children go unnoticed, unrecognized, unaddressed. But children deserve to grow up in as carefree an environment as we can give them. They should be free from hunger, free from abuse, free from pain, free to become all that they are destined to become with the help of community. And that's what you all demonstrate through your work. Community, our community. And I'm sure this whole court is grateful for the things that you do.
Commissioner Fickus, I believe you have a resolution.
I do, and I'm going to present this Saturday. It's to the city of North Richland Hills for their new fitness and senior citizen center. So I would move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. And I believe you have another resolution.
I do, and this one's a very special one, to a very special person. This is to Rhett Stansberger, and many of you may or may not know Rhett, but she is a lady that lives in Colleyville. Thank you, Rhett, if you come up. And she was very instrumental in starting a program called Welcome Home a Hero at DFW Airport, where literally almost 1 million soldiers were welcomed. And I would like to read this into the record today. Whereas, in June 2004, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, the Colleyville Chamber of Commerce, and the North Texas Commission launched the Welcome Home a Hero program to greet U.S. troops returning primarily from the Middle East for 2 weeks of rest and recuperation. And whereas through the efforts of the community and the Colleyville Chamber of Commerce, led by Rhett Stansberger, this modest effort became an outpouring of heartfelt support to honor these men and women and a way to show our gratitude for their sacrifices and service. Whereas for nearly 8 years, more than 10,000 individual volunteers and groups from all walks of life came to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to meet the arriving flights of these dedicated men and women, giving them a Texas-style welcome. And whereas an effort of this magnitude to be sustained for over 8 years could not have been possible without a small nucleus of dedicated people to organize the many volunteers and ensuring that no arriving flight went without a warm, welcoming committee. And whereas North Texans have welcomed home more than 920,000 troops over 2,900 days and let them know up front and personal how much their service is valued and appreciated. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, on the occasion of the final military charter arriving at DFW International Airport, do hereby congratulate Rhett Stansberger and the Colleyville Chamber of Commerce for their unstinting devotion to the success of this program. Rhett, I want to...
Second.
Motion passed unanimously, by the way. while Gary's getting that, the picture done, I will tell you, probably many people in this room have had an opportunity to be a part of that welcoming home event, and I will tell you it is as meaningful for the individuals who participated in that as it was for the individuals who were getting off the plane. They tried to figure out who was on the plane with them that they had missed. Many of them would look around from a standpoint of who are you here looking for, and when they found out it was just a celebration, you could see that they were as moved as the folks who were there to welcome them, and it was truly a great idea, and we so appreciate any comments that you'd like to make.
Well, I think we have the best airport in the nation of how they supported our troops and what they have done, and the Colleyville Chamber that they stepped up and did this, and the North Texas Commission, and the thousands and thousands of volunteers that came out and kept this program going. But the mission does continue. There are many nonprofits that have started out of this, and so if any of you want to get involved in helping any of these, there's lots of opportunities. Thank you very much for this honor.
Thanks again, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson, I believe you have a proclamation.
I do, Your Honor. It's National Osteopathic Medicine Week, and we have 6 guests here, actually 7. We've got Danny Jensen and 6 of the white coats from the district out there, and if you would read that proclamation into the record, please.
Whereas since osteopathic medicine was founded in 1874 by Andrew Taylor Still, MD, DO, osteopathic physicians have made tremendous contributions to the American healthcare system, treating U.S. presidents and Olympic athletes, contributing to the fight against AIDS and the fight for civil rights, and serving on nationwide healthcare panels and boards. And whereas the more than 78,000 osteopathic physicians currently in the United States are fully licensed to prescribe medicine and practice in all specialty areas of medicine, including surgery, and are trained to consider the health of the whole person. And whereas the UNT Health Science Center creates a healthier community for Tarrant County by training the osteopathic physicians of tomorrow at the Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine, and is among the nation's distinguished graduate institutions. And whereas the TCOM is unique among the state's 9 medical schools through its application-based medical school curriculum, cutting-edge research, quality patient care, dedication to rural medicine, and outstanding student performance in both academic and clinical studies. And whereas the citizens of Tarrant County recognize the need for osteopathic physicians who are committed to bringing attention to improving the health of Americans regardless of age, income level, or ethnicity, now therefore be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim April 15th through the 21st, 2012, as National Osteopathic Medicine Week in Tarrant County in recognition of the contribution of the University of North Texas Health Science Center and its Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine to the overall health of our community. And further, we urge all citizens and community organizations to support this observance by helping to educate residents about DOs and osteopathic medicine. In witness whereof, we hereunto set our hands and cause the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 10th day of April, 2012.
I move for its approval.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And Danny, if you and your group would meet me down at the podium. All right. Any or all of you that would like to make a comment, please come forward and do
Thank you so much. On behalf of Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine, we just sincerely want to thank you for this recognition and opportunity. We look forward to continuing medical excellence in our training and contributing to the overall health of Tarrant County and the city of Fort Worth. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for being here today.
Thank you, Danny.
Now we're going to recognize our 2012 Public Health Week poster contest winners, and I'm going to call on Vanessa Joseph to come forward and to introduce our winners, who I think we had a picture taken of a few minutes ago, and we're going to get another picture.
Yes. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We're here this morning on behalf of Public Health to recognize our 2012 Public Health Week poster contest winners. The theme of this year's contest was A Healthier America Begins Today. Join the movement. The contest is open to all Tarrant County 1st through 8th grade students, and Public Health Week this year was April 2nd through the 8th. We're going to look at our 1st grade winner. Zitlali Ibarra, D. McCrae Elementary, Fort Worth ISD, Luis Fernandez, teacher. Zitlali's artwork features a nice day in a meadow with a girl and a boy walking toward a table that has healthy food. She's showing a movement toward good health.
A fine representative of Precinct 1.
Y'all come on up here. Y'all, all you parents and grandparents, come on up here behind us and take all the pictures you want to take. We're not.
Our 2nd grade winner, Rachel Dillon, Dalton Elementary, Mansfield ISD, Jennifer Allen, teacher. Rachel's colorful artwork includes the theme of our contest with strong reminders of how fruits and vegetables as well as exercise are good for you. And of course, you can see, we know that we don't need drugs.
Very nice.
Our 3rd grade winner, Sydney Porter, Dalton Elementary, Mansfield ISD, Jennifer Allen, teacher. Sydney's work also includes the theme of the contest, and she actually put herself in the picture. She's coming downstairs,
Nice self-portrait.
and she's pointing out that she's getting healthier with both exercise and eating healthy fruits and vegetables.
Sydney, you're quite an artist. That's an outstanding self-portrait.
It is. I believe these last two are from Precinct 2, weren't they?
I'm not sure.
Mansfield.
I'm quite
Mansfield?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess so, yes, all right.
Our 4th grade winner, Michelle Wynn, Dalton Elementary, Mansfield ISD, Jennifer Allen, teacher. The first thing we see is the prominent contest theme, but look closer and you see a table set with healthy food, including water. And if you look out the door, you see a young girl getting ready to jump rope. She's joining the movement.
She should be drawing Asian food there.
Is that your daughter?
Our 5th grade winner, Muiz Kreshi, Watauga Elementary, Birdville ISD, Jessica Irwin, teacher. There's a returning winner here with us this morning, and that is Muiz, so congratulations. His work includes the theme and shows how healthy food in motion, including an eat healthy, stay healthy, be healthy message. And in the lower right corner, we see all the junk food ending up in the trash.
I like your apple. Your Mr. Apple looks great.
Can you leave at least one chocolate bar for me?
Our 6th grade winner, Cecilia Santiago, Irma Marsh Middle School, Castleberry ISD, Jean McInnes, teacher. Cecilia's artwork has a simple message about losing weight and running. Notice how the girl on the left changes as she gets closer to the finish line. It's a subtle but powerful message.
Yeah, very nice.
Our 7th grade winner, Samal Qureshi, Watauga Middle School, Birdville ISD, Jessica Irwin, teacher. Samal's work features healthy food, running a marathon with a primary message to join the movement and be healthy. Our final winner, our 8th grade winner, Mariala Gomez, Irma Marsh Middle School, Castleberry ISD. Pamela Spangler is the teacher, and her artwork takes an old theme and gives it a healthy twist, as we see here, with healthy food taking the place of not so healthy foods. Those are our winners this morning. Congratulations. And
Y'all all come up here.
I'd just like to say thank you to the parents, teachers, and grandparents, and siblings as well who joined them this morning.
Wait a minute, we're going to picture. Don't keep it going there. Okay, y'all come on back up here. You back around here. We'll get everybody in. Scoot over a little. Is everybody in? What? See, I'm a grandparent now, so I know what this is all about. We're going to have plenty of opportunities for pictures. Like Christmas all over. I guess it's like Easter all over again. Commissioners, Your Honor, thank you very much. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give them a hand. If I could, I'd like to have a motion to receive and file that last recognition. So moved. Second. We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Court members, you have before you the consent agenda.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're going to ask Ms. Patterson to come up and brief the court on the tornadoes that we had last week. At the conclusion, we're going to ask the court's approval, ratification, and extension of the declaration of disaster.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Melissa.
Okay, let me get this. Can you hear me? All right. Where do I start? Let's see. Let's start with 12:16, the time on April the 3rd, where we received the first tornado watch alert. If you didn't know, me and about 50% of the emergency management coordinators in Tarrant County were in San Antonio for our conference. We did have staff behind, but about an hour in, when the airport got hit, we all got grounded and got stuck. So the governor's staff was there. The State Operations Center created an impromptu EOC, and we functioned from there in the middle of a convention center surrounded by about 2,000 other EMCs. We mentioned that we're going to request ratification of the initial declaration of disaster. We are included in the governor's going to request a presidential, if our numbers meet what they need to meet, with Dallas, Kaufman, and our county. Dallas met their numbers right off the bat with Lancaster, and we have done our local assessments. FEMA has been in, requested by the declaration. They covered Kennedale on Friday and Arlington on yesterday. So far, we have about 657 homes affected. That number might increase a little once some of the owners come home. But we had 17 homes completely destroyed and another 45 that may be considered destroyed. Luckily, there were no fatalities. We had about 9 injuries and 1 hospitalization. Several of the injuries were post-event, stepping on nails or tripping over debris. So we have that. On that day, the National Weather Service reported 16 tornadoes in north central Texas, the largest of which was ours. So far, it's been classified as an EF2, which gives us a wind speed of about 135 miles an hour at the strongest point. So we have some EF1 damage in the beginning, some EF2 damage in the middle, and then additional EF1 and straight line winds in the end, extending in the beginning from Kennedale up into Arlington. So we've been trying to get ready for this for a really long time. I've been here 6 years now, and we've talked about this. So far, it's looking like this is going to be an even stronger event than the 2000 tornado. So we'll be replacing that in our verbiage. But let me tell you a little bit more about how it worked. We have had multiple agencies respond to Tarrant County, almost too many to count. So I'm going to classify them. The volunteers organized Active in Disaster, those were all agencies that were located within Arlington and Kennedale. Those include our regular partners, Red Cross, Salvation Army, Texas Baptist Men came in and fed. They also did some chainsaw work to do debris management. There are so many things. One of the resources that we actually, Tarrant County, requested from the state was in Arlington's stead. They wanted the Texas Civil Air Patrol to come in and do some new state-of-the-art aerial photography, which also includes video documentation of the damage area. Of the utilities, I'm sure you know, all had some outages, but reporting yesterday, Encore only had about 50 customers left in the whole Metroplex without power, which was 6 days post-event. That's a really quick recovery. Atmos Energy had several leaks, but what they've done in the last couple of days, and we're going to see a press release on it, is cut the gas off to neighborhoods where homes were destroyed so they can go in and make those adjustments in the line and then bring those back up. So we may see something like a boil water notice for people that had hot water heaters and things like that. And I wanted to update you on one thing that we've done to get ready for this that we're really proud of. The mitigation grant that we got through FEMA to put storm shelters in Tarrant County is only the second one that's happened in the state. So far, we've completed 140 shelters in a very short amount of time, actually, since the Joplin tornado. We have probably about 200 other applications waiting in the coffers. So next month, when I come back and give you a full report on the response, I'll probably also make a request to apply for an additional mitigation grant to cover those people that weren't able to get their shelters this time. And those funds initially were about $400,000. And if you think about the applications that are waiting, we've expended the funds mostly. The most amount of money that someone can get back is $3,000. So we had a great response on that.
So about what does one of those shelters cost? There was an article on the news last night, I know, where it said that there was $400,000, but that we were already out of the money on that. My guess is you're going to have a whole lot of folks who would love to apply.
Yeah, I've got emails and voicemails locking up, because they've just heard about it. But we've had this program for over 18 months now. So we hope we can get that next grant really quickly while we have the momentum and get these things installed. We've even had people that have installed for their neighborhoods within their yards. But what we're seeing is a cost anywhere from about $2,900, which is a basic 2-person concrete in the ground shelter. And then we have some people that are going upwards of $15,000, $16,000 to make the larger shelters that are completely stocked with resources that they're going to need following the event. So, up to 50% is what they're allowed to get back. And then their max, their cap is $3,000. It's really helped, really helped.
Is it possible under that grant program to harden a room in your home?
It is. We have contractors in the area that can do that for you. There's a guideline. It's a document, a very large document called FEMA 360 that gives those specifications on how to do the room. I think there are about 5 different formats that you can do it in an internal room. And again, the cost can vary. It can be really simple, just putting in a second wall in a centrally located room, or it can be, fortifying a new addition.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so we want to request that you approve the initial declaration or ratification of the initial declaration, which was issued on the 3rd. And we would also like to request an extension for an additional 7 days to continue the recovery efforts in the cities that are there so that we can keep those disaster recovery centers open, so that we can get FEMA in here for individual assistance and the Small Business Administration in to help, bring up the rear.
Move approval of both items.
I will second that, and I would like to make a comment, please.
Okay.
I want to take a moment to thank members of the court for supporting Precinct 2. And I want to thank Commissioner Brooke for reaching out to me, and he told me that the resource at Precinct 1 can be mobilized to support whatever we need in Precinct 2. And I also received many, many phone calls from many of you within the Tanton County employee expressing concern and expressing support and offering assistance. I've only been here a little bit over a year, and the judge always told me that this is like a family, and I really, really felt like a member of the family last week. And I mean that sincerely. And thank you for your prayer, for your support. We were quite fortunate, and we came together as a community in Precinct 2. Suddenly, the boundaries among county government and city government and communities just completely vanished. We came together and we provided support and care for each other. I want to thank my staff at the office and at the maintenance center. And I want to thank Constable Burgess and Constable McGinty for going way beyond the call of duty to take care of business, to make sure that our neighborhoods were safe, there no looting occurred, and for actually knocking on doors and making sure that the people actually have the help that they need. And I want to thank, again, everybody for everything. We still not out of the wood yet. We still have a lot of work to do. But a group of business people in Arlington, at the last minute, they just contacted me yesterday. They're putting together a fundraiser to benefit the victims of the tornadoes. It's going to be on April the 15th at 3 p.m. I don't have all the details yet. It's supposed to be some sort of a concert, okay? And so they asked me to make a public announcement, and so we can hopefully make it a success. So I would appreciate any support, any assistance that any of you can provide. Again, thank you. Thank you.
I would add that on Friday I had an opportunity to go and visit a few of the areas there in South Arlington that had been hit. And the volunteer, once again, much like we had in the Katrina disaster, we had more volunteers than we could really handle, and we actually had to turn volunteers away. The folks from Home Depot provided trucks. They had individuals out there. We have some great corporate partners in Tarrant County. We see it in our backpacks to school from Walmart and from Chesapeake. Home Depot and their folks were out there cleaning up. It is just amazing to see the spirit of volunteerism and of really helping with the community when something like this occurs. And you know, it was amazing that no one was lost their life, or really, for that matter, was really seriously injured. And I know that all of the precincts, I think, on the day on last Tuesday, kept their folks around just in case there was going to be a need. And you know, everybody does this, and it's just you know, no one complains or anything about it. They're just glad to be able to be there and to be a part of it. And that's the spirit, the collaborative spirit, that I think is what makes this county such a great place. And we appreciate everything. I know y'all were just chomping at the bits to get back.
It was horrible.
For all of y'all to be down in San Antonio, I know it had to be tough. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate everything that everybody did. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you again, Melissa, for everything you did.
One more thing that always gets asked. We don't have the final number yet, but we know that the damages are greater than $2.5 million. In order to get the presidential declaration in the whole area, we'll need $4 million.
And I did have a couple of calls from.
How many million?
4.
We need 4 to get the presidential declaration, but we already have enough to bring in the Small Business Administration.
Okay. And I did get a call from D.C., and, you know, not only is the senator, both Senator Hutchinson and Cornyn, but also from the administration, you know, offering to help in any way they could. So hopefully we'll be able to get that number up there and go from there. Ms. Glenn.
Move approval to receive and file the personnel agenda.
Second.
A motion is second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. We have 2 additional items. Item 2, we're asking the court to approve a waiver of terminal benefits for the county judge's office. The judge is requesting a waiver for the executive administrator's position effective June 1st. Fiscal impact to the general fund for 400 vacation hours will be approximately $22,800.
Move approval.
Second.
You know, I will say that it's, Jane came in and talked with me, I guess, back in December, and amazingly, between the two of us, we were able to keep it secret all the way up until last week, and I think it was because it was probably just the two of us, but I know it was a tough, you know, even from December to this point, she'd come in, she says, you know, I really love this, I just don't know that I want to give it up and stop this. But her husband retired about 10 years ago from Richardson, and I think, you know, it's something that we're certainly going to miss Jane, and you know, she's been the only person I've really known as my right hand since I started, and you know, there's gladness because of the fact that she's going to get to retire, and it was, you know, and I had the same experience last month with Grace. So it's neat that these folks have had a chance to work, and they're now going to be able to enjoy retirement, but it's going to be very difficult. These holes just don't get refilled. We'll put somebody else in their places, but you know, it's going to be a tough next couple of months, and I told Jane she's going to work right up until May the 31st. I've got 2 or 3 projects that she's working on for me, and I may even call her back afterwards for a little bit, but we appreciate very much 27, right at 27 years of 27 and a half years of service to Tarrant County. So
You're running them off at a pretty good clip.
Well, you know, what it is that they're getting a chance to enjoy retirement, and I hope that one of these days, not anytime soon, but one of these days I hope to accumulate as many years and be able to retire also. So
I agree with that.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Our third and final item is also a request for a waiver of terminal benefits, this time for Precinct 2. Commissioner Wynn is requesting a waiver for the position of Director of Field Operations effective April 18th. They do have a list, and I understand we'll be working it pretty aggressively. The incumbent who retired left with 400 vacation hours. The fiscal impact to the Road and Bridge Fund is approximately $21,500.
I'll second.
Move for, thank you, sir. Something is definitely in the air.
We have a motion and a second. Please, go ahead.
Something's in the air.
They're enjoying retirement. They're able to enjoy retirement. I might get there one of these days.
About 2 weeks ago, Mr. Tim Farn came to my office right before Commissioner's Court and announced the good news for him, which was a really bad news for me. I was really counting on him to stay on for a few more years until I gained more knowledge about building roads and bridges and so forth. But he said, Commissioner, I like you, but time to go. And to make matter a little bit worse, his assistant, Mike Loing, is wanting to retire as well. So I'll be bringing that to y'all pretty soon.
If you have any questions, just call JD.
Yeah. Well, the director position is open. Commissioner Johnson?
Let's not get into this right now. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
After court.
Yes.
And again, what I will say is next month, on our first Tuesday for our Employee Appreciation Day, we're going to be recognizing we're going to be recognizing 99 individuals who have 25 plus years of service.
My goodness.
It's a record.
With Tarrant County. Now, I'm not just saying we've only got 99 that are over. I'm saying 99 that are in the 5-year increments. One of the things that you and HR need to be doing is making sure we have good succession plans.
We're working on it.
In all of our areas, because we've got a lot of folks who've been with the family for a long time and are getting to that. A lot of us baby boomers are beginning to get to the point to where they're looking forward to the retirement. Thank you.
Ron, you and I have a long way to go, buddy.
Mr. Beecham. Go right ahead.
I did draw a picture of a wounded feral hog to promote the other white meat, and the health department wouldn't accept it.
What, was it riding a motorcycle?
I understand it was an LSU fan that turned him in, made the 911 call, and some of our folks said next time you find him in the ditch, leave him in the ditch. But maybe that's not the humane thing to do. We have 2 items for your consideration this morning. Our first item is a bid award recommendation for bid number 2012-046. This is for the Tarrant County MHMR third floor tenant finish out in the Plaza building. Recommendation will be toward the low bidder, contractor delivery systems, the amount of $102,629.74. If this is approved, we're seeking contract approval and acceptance of the payment and performance bond.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Our last item is item in regards to bid number 2012-049, which was actually approved by Commissioners Court on March 20, 2012. We're asking the court to rescind that court order 112446 and re-award our annual contract for toner cartridges for inkjet and laser printers. Very simply, we made a clerical mistake in the evaluation process, which would affect the outcome of the primary, secondary, and alternate vendors. Those corrections have been made, and we're asking for reapproval of this previously awarded contract.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
We awarded the contract to one firm.
No. This is a 232 item line item bid award.
But we awarded it. And
everybody.
now we're going to change the order of.
It really only affected one vendor. They are good to go. Very simply, they included 2 large documents. One was for comparison purposes only, to compare some other business, and we made a clerical error in the evaluation process. We've talked to them. They're good to go.
So everybody's good with
Yes,
this?
sir.
And we've got no
No problems whatsoever.
liability going forward?
If there were, I'd look in the face and tell you.
Okay.
Sorry
Please
for the
vote.
mistake.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lamb, since you're standing, I'm assuming it's you today.
I will say my mother called to tell me that nothing ever good happened on a motorcycle. She told me that when I was 16, and she called to tell me when I was 50. I'm like, yes, Mom, yes, Mom. I'm here today to request that Commissioners Court approve the conveyance of approximately 68,200 square feet of right-of-way and 5,976 square feet of drainage easement along 1938 West, and convey this to the state of Texas for the widening improvement of 1938 from FM 1709 to State Highway 114 in Precinct 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appointments? Okay, there being none, then you have before you the claims, including the addendum.
Move approval of the claims, including the addendum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Briefing items?
Your Honor, we do not have any items to bring to the court at this time.
Okay, I would mention, just in passing, last week, or I guess about a month ago, we had folks come from the local area agency on aging to talk about some transportation needs within Tarrant County, as well as to bring someone who talked a little bit about a program that they've got going on in Harris County right now called Harris Rides. And it was from that meeting, we scheduled a meeting last week with a lot of the providers of transportation services throughout the county. And when I see we, 211, United Way, myself, and probably about 38 other folks came together to begin to talk a little bit about some of the holes that we might have in providing transportation. From that meeting, we're going to divide into about 3 or 4 committees and begin meeting on trying to figure out how we can collaborate and to break down some of the barriers that currently exist. Now, some of those barriers are put there by the federal government and some by the state, but we also have barriers that we're putting there by ourselves, in that some cities define elderly at 55, others may be 60 or 65. So you could actually have one agency take someone at 55, transport them to a city for a doctor's appointment or for something, and then when the individual gets ready to come back, they're under the age requirement for the elderly in that city, and so we have those kind of things going back and forth. So we're going to try to address many different things. At the same time, next month, Commissioner Fickus and I are going to be meeting with some folks from Harris County to try to understand a little bit more about what Harris County is doing in their particular program. We don't have any suggestions, no recommendations at this point in time. Again, what we're simply trying to do is bring those agencies together that are currently providing transportation services, and soon we may also be including those folks who have people who are in need of transportation services and see what we can do about crossing that. One of the individuals who's going to be coming from Harris County is Commissioner Fickus's brother, who works in that particular area, and will be working on that. So we will keep everybody posted. I believe our next meeting is May the 24th. You know, that will be over at the COG. It's where that meeting will be being held. And if you're interested in coming or in sending your staff, then you might contact Jane, because, see, that's before May the 31st. And she will still be working on that right up till the 31st. So again, that's just something that we're looking at. And
she didn't get any vacation.
she's getting a little vacation here or there. With that, I will recess our open meeting and proceed to close to discuss items exempted under 551.071, 072, 074, 076, and 087 of the Texas Government.